I just realized this is backwards. Ah! Listen, ladies, if you're 40 plus, I want to talk to you. You are who I want to talk to. I have been there. I have done that. Listen to me. There is something I want to talk to you about, and I have experienced. If you've been starving yourself and still not losing weight, you are exactly who I want to talk to. You're who I want to speak to because I have been there. Did you ever wonder why you're eating like a bird and you're still not losing weight, right? You're still not losing weight and you're barely eating anything. As a matter of fact, you're just getting fatter, right? You're seeing that measuring tape go up instead of down, and you're eating 1,200 calories or less. I'm going to tell you that happened to me. And I want you to stay with me because we're going to talk about it. And I'm about to reveal the truth that might really shock you. And it did me, okay? I went through this exact same thing. What I want to talk about can completely change how you finally drop those last few pounds. Has nothing to do with a supplement, has nothing to do with something to buy. All right? Listen to me. I hope I have your attention. It's not a marketing scheme, okay? And I know that sounds crazy. Eat less and get fatter. That sounds crazy. But that happened to me. And I see it happen to my clients all the time. They come on and say, Allie, I'm barely eating and I'm getting bigger. And that's what I want to talk about. By the end of this live, you're going to understand exactly why your diet might be backfiring. Have you ever felt like that? And we're going to talk about what you need to do instead of what you've been doing to get results. How many of you want results? If you're here with me right now live, I want you to leave a comment, drop it below that says #live in the comments so I can know that you're listening. And if you come to watch this on the replay, I want you to put #replay in the comments so I can know that you didn't miss this either. All right? So let's talk a little bit about this. Let's get really real right here. How many of you have been eating under 1,200 calories or 1,200, because that's the magic number. I don't know where we got that number. 1,200 or less. You've been skipping the meals. You've been cutting carbs. Oh, I know so many women that have cut all the carbs. They're afraid of carbs. And you've been doing everything to eat less, right? And yet, your weight won't budge. How many of you felt like that? Or even worse, the scale is creeping up. And that happened to me. How many of you feel me right now? Your clothes feel tighter. And even though you're barely eating, you're getting bigger. It's infuriating, right? It's aggravating. What is going on? You think something's wrong with me. What is wrong with me? I have been there, all right? And I'm going to tell you that did not work. That eating less thing, and I just did it for years and years and years. So what we're going to talk about right now is what happens when eating less and you're not losing weight. And you just keep eating less and you're not losing weight. Instead, you're exhausted, you're hungry sometimes. Some of you don't even get hunger signals hardly ever anymore. And every morning, the scale ruins your day. I have been there. I weighed every single morning for years. I don't even know how many years. And it destroyed my day. I was frustrated. I was angry. I was sad. The scale would go down. Maybe a pound one day and I'd be extremely happy. It's finally working. And guess what? The next day or so, it was taken away and I'd gain that back. And I didn't understand it. We order the salads while all our family and friends get things like pasta, right? And we skip dinner parties because we're being good. We're being the good girl, following our diet, and we have zero energy. It's because we're running on coffee and carrot sticks. I drank coffee because I'll tell you what, it was better than eating because I thought, "No, I can't eat that much food. I'm going to gain weight." And I just drank coffee sometimes to make me not be so hungry. How sad is that? I did it, girl. And I feel you if you're doing it. And I don't want you to feel alone. All right? I did the exact same thing. And after all of this sacrifice, you see little to no progress. And for me, I saw progress in the beginning of all this, and I just kept doing it, and it didn't work. And I kept doing it even though it didn't work because I didn't know what else to do. I did everything. If a diet came along, I did it. And I was stuck, and I went to my doctor, and I said, something is wrong with me. What is wrong with me? Maybe you even gain weight after being having a really strict week. That's awful. It's like some stupid joke, and it just happens. And I continue to do the same thing. And if this continues, ladies, I want to know how you'll feel in 6 months from now. If it continues and you're still stuck and you're blaming your age, and here's one that I hear all the time that I did. I blamed hormones. I blamed my hormones. And I thought it has to be that. And I'm going to tell you, at one point, I considered giving up completely. And I gained a bunch of weight really quick. I just gave up. And that made me feel awful too. Either way, I was mentally in this bad place. So what are you going to do if nothing changes and you continue this pattern and nothing changes for the next 6 months? I stayed right there for about 5 years. It was exhausting. That feeling of being stuck in a body that isn't changing, no matter what I did, it stuck. It stunk and it hurts. It does not feel good, right? It can bring you to tears. I was so frustrated when I got off that scale, or I tried on some pants and they were tight. And I felt like I was doing everything right. I felt like I had control as compared to so many other people who didn't. And I was the one who was failing. I didn't understand it. Tell me if this hits home for you. All right, I understand. You're not alone with this. Have you been under eating and still feel stuck? Yeah. I want you to comment me down below if you did. Put it in the comments below. I want to know, because I want you to know that you're not alone. And I know it's brave to write me down in the comments right now, but listen, you need to admit it, and other people, other women need to hear they're not alone, and you need to know you're not alone. And I'm here to tell you today, I've been there. All right? So many women in their 40s and 50s and 60s, even 70s, are right there with you. So I want you to go ahead and just write me down there, all right? And I'll tell you, I see some of you. I see you. You've been here watching me. You've been on my page watching me. You followed me here. I know some of your names, all right? Let's talk about it. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Allie, and I'm 57 years old. I'm a certified nutritionist and a coach. I'm the founder of BodBabes, and I work with women across the globe over the age of 40. My oldest client right now is 76. So, listen, I got into the best shape of my life after the age of 50 while going through menopause, after struggling with the exact same thing I'm talking about today. And that was eating very little and not losing weight and actually gaining weight, and especially around my middle. I could not figure it out. And I did blame it on hormones. In my late 40s, I was just like many of you ladies. I ate 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day, every single day. I watched it. I did all the cardio, and my weight wouldn't budge. I was there. I felt stuck. Like I told you, I went to my doctor to say, what is wrong with me? I felt broken. Fast forward to today. I'm fitter at 57, listen to this, than I was at 17, to be really honest. I was going to say 37, but to be really honest with you, I wasn't this fit at 17. And that's the truth. And I've helped hundreds of women across the globe, many of them busy nurses, doctors, and hardworking moms from all over the board. All of the, what? I can't even think of what it's called. No matter where you work, I've had so many clients, and we've helped them finally break free from undereating. It's an undereating trap. How many of you have felt like you are in a trap with this thing? That's where I was. You know, I run a program called BodBabes, and we help women over the age of 40 lose fat, build muscle, and fix their hormones, even if they've tried everything. All right? So believe me, I've been there, and I've got you. I've got the badge. I can wear the badge. I have so been there. And I want to share a quick story with you. 7 years ago, 50-year-old me was in the doctor's office, and I was close to tears. And despite all my tiny meals and constant workouts, I was 45 pounds overweight. And I felt like my body had literally betrayed me. I did. I was the one who had discipline, I felt. Of all my friends, I had discipline, and I didn't understand what was going on. And I remember my doctor, she told me, she said, "I really think that you're undereating, Allie." And I thought she was nuts. Undereating. She wanted me to eat more. And I just thought, are you kidding me? If I eat more, I am going to gain even more weight. And I was just so worried about that. I was so upset. But I was desperate. So to be really honest, I educated myself. I got certified in nutrition. What a way to do it. I'll tell you, when you are so desperate that you go studying to become a nutritionist, ladies, it wasn't out of I wanted to become a nutritionist after the age of 50. It was I was freaking desperate, and I wanted some answers. And so I got certified in nutrition, and I learned a totally different approach than what I was taking. One that felt like the opposite of everything I've done. And you know what? It worked. It really worked. And I slowly ate more of the right foods. And I want you to hear that. I got stronger instead of just smaller. All right? Hear that for me. And my body began to respond. So over the next few months, I started to lose fat. I couldn't believe it. My energy started coming back, and even my menopause symptoms eased. I'll tell you, that is so true. And it was because I wasn't running on empty all the time. And as I learned more about nutrition, I began to understand all of the changes it can help you make, even when you're going through crazy hormone issues like I was and like you probably are. And listen, it's not just me, and it's not just you. I'm going to talk about a client of mine. Her name was Susan, and she was 46 years old. She was a nurse, and she was working crazy, crazy shifts. And she came to me eating 1,100 calories. And you know nurses, they work 12-hour shifts for the most part. She was eating 1,100 calories, and some days less, because in nursing, it gets crazy, and you don't get a lunch break most times. It's crazy. And she was burning herself out from working and walking in the hospital, all the steps she was getting, plus she was coming home and walking on her treadmill. And listen to me. And 5 years later, just like me, 5 years of me beating my head against the wall, 5 years later of her beating her head against the wall, she had not lost a dress size. And here's what happened. She came on at BodBabes, and listen to this. I increased her calories. And you want to talk about a freak out? She had a little bit of a freak out, just like I did when I began to increase my own calories. As a matter of fact, it took me 2 more years of working out in the gym and barely eating to realize even the gym wouldn't fix it. It took me 2 more years after understanding the problem to raise my own calories. I was that afraid to do it. And she was too. Susan was afraid to do it too. She freaked out on me. And honestly, She wanted a different result, but she wanted to do the same thing. We began focusing on protein, and we added strength training instead of all the cardio. And she was terrified. She was terrified to eat more at first. She was terrified with the strength training. She was going to look like a dude. All the stuff that goes through your head, right? But with guidance, she trusted the process. And sometimes she didn't, to be really honest, like me. And she worried that the scale wasn't going to move. And she worried that we were doing the wrong thing. But here, listen to this. In 4 months, she lost 17 pounds. Now, I can't tell you in 4 months that you'll lose 17 pounds. I don't know, but she did. And it was pure fat she lost, not muscle tissue. She lost fat, not muscle tissue. She gained muscle, and she dropped 2 dress sizes. I kid you not. How cool is that, right? Now listen, she had more energy, and she told me she had more energy than she remembered having even in her 30s. And how cool is that? And here's the kicker, ladies. Listen to me. She finally saw results when she stopped chronically undereating. Less is not always more, ladies. Less is not always more. Her story is really proof. If you're over 40 and you're not seeing results, eating less is really not the answer. In fact, it's part of our problem. How many of you feel me on that? Now, I want you to take a quick pause. If you're already thinking, okay, this sounds like me. I think I really need help. You probably do, because I did. And years of study later, on my own, I didn't trust anybody at that point to tell me what to do. And that's why I became a nutritionist. I had followed so many people's advice and failed. I had bought supplements and did keto, HCG diet. I was angry. I ate even less on that. But I want you tonight, I want to invite you to take action. All right? If that sounds like you so far, I want to invite you to take action. Now, I meant to pin a comment below with my website URL, but listen to me. I'll put it up after we're done. But listen, if you're serious, come back. Don't stay stuck. Don't stay exactly where you are. And spots at my program are limited. And that's because I work one-on-one with every single client. So if what I'm saying is resonating deeply with you, I want you to hang around and listen and be ready to go sign up at BodBabes. It'll change your life. It really will. All right? No supplements, no crazy stuff. And honestly, if you just want to talk, just send me a message or write down below, interested, and I'll send you a message and we'll talk. There's no nonsense, no craziness here, no pressure, nothing to buy. You can ask me all the questions you want, all right? We'll talk. I'm here to help you however I can. But if you know you're ready for change, I don't want you to wait. Go check out BodBabes.com, all right? Go check it out. So let's get into the why behind all this. I know you want to know, why is this true? Why can I eat less and get fatter? It doesn't make sense, right? It does not. It sounds insane. And I know it sounds insane. So here, I want to break it down for you. All right? Why eating less makes us fatter over 40. Here's the science made simple. And one of the ways that I explain it. When you chronically undereat, especially as a woman over the age of 40, your body fights back in a few sneaky ways. Your metabolism shuts down. And I'm going to tell you how it does that here in just a second really quickly. But your body isn't trying to be skinny, ladies. It doesn't want to be skinny. Your body is just trying to keep you alive. And if you eat too little for too long, your body says, I'm starving. And it wants to live a long time. So what does it do? It says there's a famine. There's not enough food. How am I going to live through this famine? Guess what it does? It cannibalizes some of your muscle tissue to slow down how many calories you burn. Slows down your metabolism on purpose so you can live longer with low calories. And it stores as much as it possibly can of those calories. If you get a little extra, it wants to store it. Isn't that crazy? And that's a good thing if there's a real famine. It's not a good thing when you're trying to lose weight, right? It's not. But our bodies want to conserve energy because it doesn't know when it's going to get good calories, right? It slams on the brakes on your metabolism and said, I'm not going to burn that many calories. I've got to live through this. In plain English, you burn less calories every single day. And that's what's happening. So that 1,200 calorie diet that used to make you lose a pound, guess what it does now? It barely makes a dent, if any. As a matter of fact, your body might decide that I'm going to gain weight on 1,200 calories or less. Your body has become a professional fat storer, and it's done it to protect you. It's a good thing, really, but not in this situation. After the age of 40, we lose muscle. Hello, hormones. It just happens. And now muscle is our metabolism's best friend. All right? The more muscle that we have, the more calories we burn. And after 40, when we begin losing muscle, a lot of us become more sedentary with our jobs or just not moving around as much, not, causing our muscles to work. We get a little sedentary, right? And guess what? We have advanced muscle loss at times. And what happens is we burn less calories, even at rest, even if you're in the gym working out, right? And you're not getting enough food. If you're not eating enough protein or calories, your body will actually burn that muscle for fuel. It's easier than burning the fat for your body. It wants to hold on to that fat for later, just in case it's needed. Okay? So you might lose weight on the scale at first, and here's the bad thing. It's most likely muscle and water. Water and muscle. Yikes, right? That's not cool. Because that slows our metabolism down even more. And then you end up like I was. I would call myself skinny fat. That's the only way I know to explain it. Is I wasn't fat, but I had a high percentage of body fat. And I was jiggly all over. Just putting on a regular pair of workout pants, I would get muffin top. Underwear. Let's be really honest. I put on my underwear. I would get fat hanging over my underwear because it was just fat. And I didn't have much muscle from even putting on just underwear, right? And with less muscle, our metabolism slows down even more, ladies. It's a really vicious cycle, and we've got to get you out of it. Undereating is really a stress on your body. It's not a good thing. And what happens when you're stressed? Let's talk about it. Cortisol. Did you know cortisol is a hormone? Our hormones are already jacked up, and then we're eating such low calorie, then our cortisol goes up. And that throws the balance of our hormones off even more. And when our cortisol goes up, what does it signal our body to do? Hold belly fat, store belly fat. And we've got to change that. And listen to this. Your thyroid hormone, which controls your metabolism, it goes down. Your calories are too low. And especially if you're eating low carb, like I was. I had thyroid issues. I didn't know what was going on. Why am I having thyroid issues now? My doctor said, we want to put you on medicine. And I was like, I'm afraid to do that. They didn't tell me, Allie, because you're eating too low of calories and not enough carbs. Not enough carbs? Are you serious? I was trying to eat less and less carbs, but it was hurting my metabolism. It was hurting my thyroid. How crazy is that? And that just meant that my metabolism was burning really, really slow. And then for women, you add perimenopause and you add menopause to that. And the result is honestly a hormonal soup that makes fat loss even harder. It's ridiculous, the things that we go through. But there's a fix. You might notice that you have disrupted sleep, crazy cravings, mood swings. Oh my God. Talk about mood swings. I had them. That's your hormones yelling, I need nourishment. I really need nutrition. Can you believe it's nutrition that you need? It's true. It really is. Listen, let's be honest. You can't starve forever. You can't. But it's miserable. Don't stay there. Eventually, your willpower will crack. Mine did. And biology, ladies, it always wins. It does. I ended up binging, like I told you. I couldn't take it anymore. It had been a long time. I just gave up. I said, I quit. I binged on pizza and ice cream, and not because I lacked discipline. I'd had discipline for years, but because my body was tired. I was mentally drained, and my body was really screaming for energy, right? Then what do we do? What are we going to do, ladies? Are we going to feel guilty and restrict again? Because that's what I did. I gained a bunch of weight really quick, and I felt guilty, and I started the whole process over. And it was even harder the next time. Harder. And it ends up with this down cycle where it confuses your body even farther, and it often leads to more fat gain, and that's what happened to me. Do some of those sound familiar to you, ladies? I want to know. Give me a thumbs up, or that's me. I want to hear from you. Because here, no judgment, ladies. I did all of this to myself too. All of it. You're not alone. The bottom line is this: years of eating as little as possible has taught your body to survive on as little as you're giving it and store fat. And that is the truth. Especially for us ladies over the age of 40, our bodies are so efficient. They're efficient machines, and they adapt. So the traditional eat less and move more movement, the advice is just telling you to move more, ladies, and eat less. Did that work for you? I want to be really honest. When I was young, that worked for me. When I was under 40, that worked for me. Over the age of 40, and especially the age of 45, that did not work for me. And I felt like not only something was wrong with me, but I felt like, even though I know looking back, I had very much discipline, I felt like a failure. I felt like a complete failure. So we don't need that advice to just eat less and move more. It didn't work for me for years. And for many of you, it's not working. But you continue to do it just like I did. Don't stay there. It can actually backfire on you, and you know that. Now you might be thinking, great. So what the heck do I do now, Allie? What am I going to do? Because yes, you still want to lose the weight, right? Here's the thing. You can't lose the weight at the cost of your metabolism anymore, though. We've got to change it. All right, don't worry. I'm not going to leave you hanging right there in misery. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you what we need to do. Let's talk about the solutions, and I want you to trust me, because this is the truth, and this is a really good truth, right? And it might make you a little excited as well. Eat. And I know you're saying, Allie, I'm going to gain weight, but I'm telling you, eat. Learn to eat the right things. You must eat more to lose fat after 40. And I'm not talking about donuts, all right? It has to be done strategically. It's not about eating donuts all day, although I wish it was, right? I wish we could eat donuts and it worked, but it doesn't. That's not it. It's about fueling your body so your metabolism speeds up and becomes your friend again. How many of you want your metabolism to speed up and become your friend again? Right? I did. I know you do. And so that's what we do inside of BodBabes. I teach that. I call it the BodBabes formula. All right? I teach that to women every single day. It's the same approach that I took and that I now use in my program as a nutritionist. And I'll tell you what, you will reset your metabolism. Here's what we do. We gradually increase your calories over time to a healthy level for your body. And that's often called reverse dieting. Reverse dieting sounds really good sometimes. It sounds scary, but it sounds really good, right? We especially boost your protein intake, all right? So we want to focus on that protein, but that's not the only answer. I see a lot of you out there saying, I know, I just need to eat more protein. You probably do, but that's not a magical key of success. It's not. There's more to it than that. All right. It's more important than just eating just protein, because you're going to fail again and you're going to come back to me and you just say, Allie, it didn't work. I ate more protein. There's more to it than that. Most women I meet are eating very little protein, and they think they're eating a lot of protein. Protein is kind of magical. All right. I want you to hear me there. It helps rebuild your lost muscle tissue, and that rebuilds your metabolism. It helps support your hormones. And here's another thing it does. It keeps you full. So you got to have that protein. But we also bring back, listen to me on this, to you low carbers. Oh my God, I was so low carb. Listen to me. We bring back carbs, wholesome carbs, not donuts. All right? Wholesome carbs and healthy fats to nourish your body, to heal your body. By giving your body that sufficient fuel, it's going to learn, hey, it's okay. I can burn fat again. And it works. It really does work. And it brings you out of starvation mode. How many of you have heard of starvation mode? Let me know. And how many of you have heard people say it's not a real thing? It is a real thing. It is a real thing. It's proven by science. And it's your body adapting to burn less calories so you can live longer on low calories in things like famines. This process is really delicate though, ladies. We don't want you to go too fast and gain a bunch of weight. That's scary. And clients are always afraid that I'm going to let them gain a lot of weight. I'm not here to increase your weight, but I am here to help you increase your metabolism and heal your body. That's what I'm here to do. And we got to do it right. And when we do, you'll lose body fat while eating more. Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that sound like a plan? It sounds a little crazy and a little scary, but it's possible. And my story is proof. And Susan's story, I was talking about the nurse, Susan, earlier, it's proof. So strength training, let's talk about that. That's another thing that we incorporate. We want to build muscle to rebuild your metabolism. So we swap out some of that cardio and we start strength training, right? And some of the women do not want to go to a gym. You can start at home. You don't have to go to the gym. Now, I go to the gym, but you don't have to. I'm hoping one day you'll go. But you don't have to. You can start right where you are. Don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. Don't worry. I'm not talking about you becoming a bodybuilder unless you're really into that. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rebuilding your muscle so you can rebuild your metabolism. Simple resistance exercises that build muscle. That's what I'm talking about, all right? And remember, muscles are your metabolic engine. So the less muscle you have, the less calories you're burning. The more muscles you have, the more calories you're burning. Even in just 2 or 3 days a week of guided strength training, listen to this, your body can reshape over the age of 40. I see it every day. I have clients across the globe. It is neat. You are not just becoming a smaller version of what you look like now, like traditional diets get you. You just become a smaller version of what you are now for the most part. What happens with what we do, building muscle, is your body takes shape. It begins to look different. It begins to look leaner. It's gorgeous. Your waistline will come in. You'll see muscle tone and definition. It's really, really cool. Many of my ladies drop inches before the scale even moves. Can you imagine that? Your body changing, the scale's not moving. It happens all the time because muscle takes up less space than that fat does. All right. And it gives you those toned arms, those toned legs, and that perky booty that you've been wanting. Mine had fallen off on my old plan. All the plans I had there made my booty fall off. And I had to work to get it back. So at BodBabes, we also tackle, though, the lifestyle stuff, stress management, better sleep. How many of you want to sleep better? Yeah. Smart supplementation if needed. And we'll talk about that, right? I don't personally sell supplements. I'll recommend some to you, though. And all that is the glue that holds your results together. We build a lifestyle, not a on a diet, off a diet kind of thing where you're on it for a while and hate it and then go off of it and gain all the weight back. That's not going to work. Did it work for you in the past? It didn't work for me. That was my lifestyle, though. We work on your mindset, too. And that is a big part of it. Mindset is a huge part of it. You can know all the facts. Why do nurses and doctors work with me? I'm just a certified nutritionist. Why do they work with me? They know more than I know, right? They do. They know so much more about nutrition in the body than I know even. But here's the thing. They work with me because you can know all the stuff, but you don't have your mind in the game. You got to keep your mindset right. And it's hard. When you step on that scale, and honey, you've been working hard all week, and that scale did not go down, and you're like, oh my God, Allie, I am seriously doing everything you told me to do. What is wrong? And I'll say, stay in the game. You see your inches moving, stay in the game. Did you take your pictures this month? Stay in the game. Fight. It's going to change, but you've got to let your body heal. You got to give your body time to heal. We work on that because we got to get rid of that fear of eating, that fear of the scale and that dieting mindset. And it's ingrained in us. Man, it is ingrained in us. Still, after changing my body and my health, and being a coach and starting a business, it's still ingrained in me sometimes. Sometimes I get on that scale and I'm like, oh my God. I don't like that number as well, to be really honest. I'm used to the lower the number, the better. And that's not where I even look good at. That's not even where I feel good at. And I like eating food. And I like being strong. And I like being healthy. This is so important. As you start to eat more food, we begin to see those old fears, like I'll blow up like a balloon, if I touch bread. How many of you miss bread? How many of you try not to eat bread? Like bread's a bad word. Don't give me the bread. No carbs for me. We want to see those things disappear. We want you to understand how to eat bread every now and then. Maybe not at every meal. To be that your main staple of your food, no. But how to get away from that fear and have some bread if you want to. Without worrying about gaining weight. Mine was rice. Oh my God. Oh, rice. So I wouldn't eat it. Anyways, let's move on to something. Together, we're going to crush all those myths, ladies, with science and with support. And that is needed. Support is needed. But you've got to embrace fueling your body or it's not going to work. Imagine this, though. You start feeding your body. You feed it what it needs. A couple weeks in, you notice, I have a little bit more energy, Allie. And I'm not crashing at 3 p.m. A month in, your pants feel a little bit more loose around the waist. Whoa. 2 months in, the scale that hadn't budged in years begins steadily ticking down. How would that feel? How would that make you feel after all this time? How would that make you feel? Even though you're eating hundreds more calories. I said hundreds more calories than you were before. Oh my gosh. How would that feel? If you could let go of that fear and learn about your nutrition and your food and how to eat right and enjoy food and not have all these crazy restrictions and change your body and lose weight and feel better. How would that feel? To feel strong, to feel alive. And here's one that we don't talk about enough. To feel confident instead of anxious. To feel confident, not drained and defeated. How would that feel? Listen to me. That's what happens when you fix the root cause instead of fighting your body, ladies. I've seen it over and over and over. Women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and even 70s reclaiming their body and their energy. That's true. I wish I had done this sooner instead of wasting years on diets. I so wish I had. And now at this point, you have a choice too. You do. You got two paths in front of you. You can keep doing what you've been doing. You can keep eating very little, keep stressing, and hoping maybe someday that magically this will work, even though it hasn't for a long time, and hope that it will change. You know, this sounds awful, but I had to tell myself this when I started raising my calories. The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I was talking to myself and expecting a different result. And I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know. 6 months from now, what if you're heavier? Or what if you're just still in the same spot? You don't have to stay there. What if you're more frustrated? I was. And convinced that this is just menopause weight. It's menopause weight and I just have to live with it. And I'll tell you, that breaks my heart because I've been there. It does not have to be that way, ladies. It doesn't. There is an answer. Or the other path is to try a new way. A sustainable way. It's a proven way. It's a scientific way. It's a new path. A new path can be scary. But listen, what you're doing isn't working. You have to do something different. The new path means you nourish your body. You give it food. You can eat. You get strong. You build strength. And you finally see progress. And in 6 months, you could be 20 pounds more, or 20 pounds, not more, 20 pounds less. You could be glowing with energy. You could be sleeping better. This is true. This is truth. By eating the right foods and the right balance, living a life, enjoying dinner parties and things like that again, and feeling like I got me back. Did you ever feel like you lost yourself? That's how I felt. I felt like, what is this? I'm on this cycle of this endless diet. It was awful. But imagine looking in the mirror and seeing a stronger, leaner you, a healthier you. And knowing you're not starving yourself to get there. How would that feel? So I want to speak directly to you. Listen to me. I want to speak to the woman who is really thinking, I need to do this. And that you're tired of being stuck. That's who I'm speaking to. If that's you, then I'm speaking to you. And because that means you're truly ready for change. That's where I was. I was done with the same old thing, same pattern. And I'm here to I'm here to help you make that happen, ladies. But I'm going to be really blunt with you right here. If you're looking for a quick fix, listen to me. If you're looking for a quick fix, it's not the answer to your problem. And keep scrolling. And I'm saying that out of love. If you're looking for a quick fix, scroll past. This is not for you. You're not ready. If you're looking for a magic pill, scroll past. Because you're not going to follow through. I need some women who really want to change their lives, who are really serious, right? If you're one of those people who wants a quick fix, a magic pill, a magic solution, drink this drink and all of your dreams will come true, keep scrolling. That's not what I do at BodBabes. I'm not going to teach you that. I'm not going to sell you stuff that doesn't work or that hurts your body. I'm not going to do that. I want to work with action takers because I'm going to work with you one-on-one. You've got to be someone who says, I'm ready to take action. I want to change my life. I'm sick of the nonsense. I'm tired of being right here, and I'm ready to commit to a real solution. If you're not willing to feel your body and trust the process, I want you to keep scrolling. And I know it's scary, but if you're an action taker, listen to me. It's scary, but if you're an action taker and you've got that fire in your belly right now, that hope that it can be different, then I want to invite you to take a second path with me. One that has guidance so you can do it correctly and you can do it efficiently. You're going to learn so much at BodBabes. It's going to change your life. So here's your next step. Join me at BodBabes. It's my coaching program. I'll coach you one-on-one. It's a great place. There's women from across the globe in there, all over the age of 40. Some in their 70s even. And BodBabes is specifically for women over the age of 40. It's for women who want to lose fat the right way and finally see results after years of frustration and trying. It's the exact same system that we talked about right here, but with personalized coaching, with nutrition plans, workouts, and a community of women just like you, beautiful women from across the globe. It's a great place. It's a safe place. It's a beautiful place where women support other women, where women are able to share, man, I failed. And no, they're not alone. Other women hear that and they're like, oh my God, I thought it was just me. So listen, I have limited spots. Right now, I have 8 spots. This is not a gimmick. I can only work with so many women one-on-one. This is not a gimmick. I keep the group small. It's not a big group program. It's a one-on-one coaching program. You'll get to meet the other ladies and go through challenges and things like that. But listen, every woman here at BodBabes gets a ton of support. And at this moment, I have literally 8 spots left. And the upcoming sessions start really, really soon. So once they're filled, they're filled. And when somebody graduates, there's not an opening again until somebody graduates the program. And listen, I have women stay 1 or 2 years sometimes. No joke. Not because they don't know what they're doing. It's because they want the accountability. They want the coaching. They want somebody to keep their head in the game. You don't have to stay that long. Some women stay 3 months. But I have women that have signed up. One woman signed up in Norway for 2 years in advance. How cool is that? How very cool is that? I devote my time, and so do my coaches, to quality coaching, one-on-one coaching. So it's a great place. So if you're thinking about it, now's the time, ladies. Go over to my website, BodBabes.com. And if you're interested, I want you to click the link. I'm going to put it below just as soon as I get off of here. I should have pinned it up there, but I didn't. And if you prefer, you can talk to me also inside of my messenger. Just send me a message and we can talk if you want to do that. I can send you the link there, and I can also answer any questions that you might have. But know that I get hundreds of messages. I think I have 141,000 followers on this page, and I get tons of messages. So please be patient if you don't hear from me right away. All right? And if you just comment BodBabes below, I'll reach out to you if you want me to do that. But a lot of times, if we're not friends, that goes to spam. So it'd be better if you just send me a message if you have any questions, and you will talk to me personally. You're not going to talk to some robot. You're not going to talk to some AI. You're not going to talk to some other coach. You will be talking to Allie. And sometimes I even leave you voice messages on there because I want you to know it's me. All right? Even if you're unsure about BodBabes, there's no pressure. Go check it out, BodBabes.com, or send me a message. We can simply chat if you want to see if it's right for you. There's no pressure. There's no hard sales. There's nothing else to buy at all. All right? But listen, you do have to take that first step. I can't take it for you. Okay? So nothing changes unless you change. Nothing changes unless you change. You have to change it. Don't keep doing what you've been doing and expect a different result. You can break out of the misery of under eating, ladies, and still not losing weight. Ugh. But you have to decide to try something different. It's not working, and you know it, and I did it. It didn't work. You got to try something different. And this is your chance to finally fix your metabolism, to reclaim your body, and to feel at home in your own skin again. Don't let later become never. You know, I've had women talk to me for years and never, ever just say yes. They doubt, they're afraid, they're scared, and it's kept them trapped in a loop that is not good for them. Don't let later become never, ladies. Take care of yourself. Make yourself a priority. And maybe for the first time in your life, your future self in 6 months or so is going to thank you for taking action today. Imagine if you can change your life in the next 6 months. You can, but you have to take action. You have to try something new. I'm living proof. My client Susan is living proof. And so are all the amazing ladies at BodBabes. So they're shedding fat. They're over at BodBabes. They're eating more than they ever thought that they could. And it's freeing, ladies. It is so freeing. So if you're done with being stuck and you're ready for that change, listen to me. Click below. I'm going to put that link up. Right now, spots are going to be gone fast. I believe there's 8 spots on our website. I already see that some of you have commented. Some of you have sent me personal messages, and I'll be DMing you as soon as I possibly can. I get hundreds of messages. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, ladies, and sharing your time. I truly hope this opened up your eyes and that you're not and you know that you're not the problem, that your diet was. And now you know that there's a better way. Whether you join me at BodBabes or you just decide to take knowledge and run with it, the knowledge I gave you tonight, and run with it on your own, just please stop starving and start living and enjoying life. You deserve to feel strong and sexy at any age. And if you found this helpful, please give it a like. I'd really appreciate that, or share it with another woman who needs to hear it. I really would appreciate it. And to those jumping on the opportunity, I am so excited to chat with you. I am so excited. I will be on with you on your consultation call, and I can't wait to talk to you and get you on the path to the results that you deserve. So I can't wait to see some of you on the inside at BodBabes. Until next time, ladies, stay nourished, make yourself a priority, and stay fabulous. I will talk to you ladies soon. Thank you for your time. Message me if I can help you with anything. Good night, ladies.